Like I just ask him, like, what do you want?
Bro, I swear to God, I swear to God, in my old place, I swear to God, middle of the night, I got credit card swiped by a ghost. I swear, no,
You got the Nelly video.
no.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Look,
You look like you tired. I've never, like, all jokes aside, Chris, I haven't seen you, like, you look like you just here.
look,
Like,
honestly,
his
I am
eyes are
tired.
heavy. He's like,
What's so crazy out of all my driving jobs, like as a truck driver, this is the easiest one, but it's a mental fuck out like out the ass
Right.
because of
It's-
all the weight that's on top of you versus stretched out as the 53 footer. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's exactly what your wife says.
so do you have a helper, or is just you running the routes by yourself?
Oh no, we're a team. It's like a how can I put it? Like a 6-man team. We got 2 dump truck drivers. Even though we can all drive everything, 2 big rigs, couple of machinery. The bulldozers and excavators, stuff like that. So we all run everything. You know what I mean?
That's cool. So Sarat, how's your 15 minutes of being home from travel?
Well,
You
well, before we get into that, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 56.
And your boy Chris Brown, Nicky Red for Delta. I said I do nothing.
So, you bringing up Springfield, Mass. Reason why I was excited about that is because this movie that we watched this week is set in New England. We got some New England celebrities on tap, and it's the last one in a series of movies. I feel like it might be the last
I
one.
thought it was set in West Piston.
No,
Well,
no, it was the story is in Pittsburgh, but the people that do the stuff they come from is it Connecticut?
Rhode Island.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Ed and Lorraine Warren are from Rhode Island.
Quahog.
Giggity.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you can hear right now, like the movie we watched this week, it's just got released in theaters. Again, it's part of a series of movies. I don't know if y'all like this series of movies, but the movie we watched this week is The Conjuring: The Last Rites. It's scary season. So, what better way to kick it off with one of the best, the horror movie franchises out right now? So, Chris, you being the black man who usually dies first in the movies, did you like The Conjuring: Last Rites?
What did I tell you this? I saw a big booty Judy, and I was like, "Yo, the little white girl got some booty." Ruckus, no relation. Okay, yeah, I did like it. It wasn't scary though. I think I liked the story a lot. How I know we're gonna get into it, but I like the fact of starting with the mirror from way back in the day when the daughter was being born or whatever, and then it's cycling back, but they used a murder that already took place in the house to mask the ghosts that were trying to, show themselves.
Yeah.
So
The movie, I know you said the movie wasn't scary, but there was a couple of jump scares that got me audibly screaming in the theater. I think it was when she was like in the end table when they pan down and then they look away, and it's like math. I know what's gonna happen because they do the same camera trick.
Yeah.
They show the character, they show the dark, they show the character, and then the music untense itself, and you think you're safe, and then they go what, and then it comes when the old lady came out with the smile. I was like, holy shit! Like I literally
see,
like
I think
almost
that's
threw the popcorn in the air. Me and
see, I
my
think that's what upset me because the characters didn't look scary to me. It looked like they had on a Bray Wyatt's mask.
Well, here's the thing. Like I know the farmer that killed his wife.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they kind of like it almost felt like an Adam Sandler movie. They used everybody that they've used in the universe. They
Mm-hmm.
brought him back. Like the grandmother, she played a demon in something else. I know the tall guy is the actual person that plays the nun, and he also played the demon that was inside of Annabelle. And I think the wife was the chick that was hanging in the first one.
Yeah.
So it was cool. There was a lot of cameos that weren't credited, like at the end, the wedding scene.
Yeah.
That's literally the production crew.
Yeah, the production crew. You got the mom and the daughter from the first Conjuring movie.
Yep.
Yeah, James Wan, the director, was in it.
Oh shit! Yeah, I ain't seen none of that. I seen it, but I didn't know none of that.
I
Well,
see,
he's the only Asian guy that was literally in the crowd.
Yeah, he looked like Sarat's brother. He was sitting there.
first of all, so we all look alike. Secondly, so I
Same,
like this
same
movie.
smiling hair and everything.
I like this movie, but I'll agree with Chris. I didn't think it was that scary, but I don't think it was supposed to be because it was. I think it was more about the story and building up, their connection with the mirror. But I will say, I feel like they spent a lot of time building up the relationship with the daughter and the new boyfriend or the fiance, whatever. Like by the time it gets to them actually going to Pittsburgh, there's like 30 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but
Because I was saying like when they gonna get to the good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
like shout out to the characters. The main actor was
Patrick.
Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. I
Mhm.
think this was like their swan song. Song. I think they like. I don't think the universe is necessarily ending. I think these characters because they still had like a 40-year gap between the last movie and this one
Yeah.
that they could have done more. But I think the main actors are like, we've done this for 13 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the rumor has it, and I don't know if it's confirmed that HBO Max is gonna option the TV show and it's gonna continue the daughter and the son and kind of like spin off into their own world because James Wan, like he's also kind of like pulling back because he's like he only has a couple more legacy sequels, I think for the Nun, and I think the final one for Annabelle, but like La Llorona didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That was part of their universe. It didn't really make money, and they never revisited because it wasn't James Wan that did it.
Yeah.
And I
I
think
just
they're
think I just think it's one of those things where it's like at this point, you can only do the Conjuring so much. Like you don't need to focus on Ed and Lorraine anymore. And now it's more about the actual whatever demon or the thing that it's trapped in. Like that's the whole thing that's holding the universe together now. So they could literally take it with a bunch of different directors for a bunch of different movies and just tie it in with they're all part of the museum.
like literally, yeah. That like I don't know. I'm super old, so the TV show. I don't know if you remember Friday the
40s, bro.
13th.
40 is the new 20, except in your case.
Anyway, there used to be a TV show called what is it? Friday the 13th. Do you guys remember that? It used
A
to be a
TV show?
TV show. Yeah. It used
Nah.
to be a TV show that wasn't about it wasn't about Jason. It was about these cursed artifacts.
Okay.
Kind of like a TV show could work where if they focus on one season per artifact, kind of like what's that TV show on FX that they do, American Horror Story?
Yeah, American Horror Story. Yeah.
Like if they do it like that, because I don't think a show you can't survive doing an artifact of the week because that's where that show, the Friday the 13th, died. It was a good show, but back in the 80s, you can't every week come out with like 12 episodes a season, 12 different effects per episode. Like, that's not sustainable in terms of budget.
When I was watching this movie, I was getting the feeling that it felt like it was setting up the daughter and the new son-in-law to kind of take over. That's just what it felt like. It felt like a passing the torch kind of movie. I don't know if you guys got that feeling.
I got that vibe, but I also thought the Ed Warren is a dick. Like, why you keep showing everybody is like, hey man, let me take you to this basement. Don't touch anything. But then he's not really protecting. He's just like, hey man, don't touch. Like that last scene, towards the last scene when he let the future son-in-law walk in and he was looking at Annabelle. He was like, it looked like he was waiting, like, yeah, touch her. Please touch her. Let her out. Like curse yourself, dog. Like he didn't care.
Oh no. I don't know. I actually just find it funny. Like, obviously, I mean, you guys don't got kids and everything. I got young kids, but I'm just trying to sit there and think. When he proposed to the daughter at that moment, what do you think you would have did as his dad? Because he wasn't trying to, but she saw the ring, he dropped it, it was like down there.
Listen, if I'm the dad,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I gotta respect you for doing that. Because at that moment, you made a choice. What's more important, doing right by the dad or doing right by the daughter? And in that moment, he said, "Your daughter's happiness is all I care about. So I'm doing right by her. And I
Yeah,
really,
but the funny thing is, they never agreed. Like the mom was like, okay, you know, we were young, this, that, whatever. The
The
dad was
mom
like,
was like that. That was a very reluctant yes.
yeah,
When
yeah,
she put the ring down, I was like, oof.
but the funny thing is, like, imagine yourself as a dad in that position,
Mhm.
and you already said no, give it some time, wait, but just like nothing happened that you did that he did. It was just like fate the way it happened. The ring fell, he's on his knee, and she walks in. Like I don't know. I think at that moment I would have said the same thing. Yeah, go for it, and then we can talk about it later. But at least right now, since it's already out there, just go.
First, first of all,
Because like I mean, because like you said, there was like a reluctant yes, but like it's not a reluctant yes as in, hey, like we don't think you're a great guy. It's a hey, we a fucked up family. We got a whole basement full of some crazy like haunted shit. Like
Mm,
it's not necessarily that we don't like you. It's like, you know, there's baggage that comes with this family, and it
mhm.
might be
do you
something you want
guys
to pick up.
remember the Annabelle movie when it was that they first introduced her daughter, where the babysitter was there? Like, I would have
I
been.
don't remember that. No.
Well, it was. I want to say it was the second Annabelle movie because I legit was like, why would you invite people over after that? Because what happened, the whole premise of that movie was that somebody opened the Annabelle case
Yeah.
and the spirit was able to come out, and then they almost killed everybody, and it was like a babysitter. It was like a backdoor pilot, like not a backdoor pilot. It was like it started off. They showed Ed and Lorraine, but
Yep.
then it was like this teenage girl, like, "Hey, watch our daughter. We got to go to this case."
Yeah.
Then they almost died because it was one of the babysitters and boyfriends. He went down there and he was like, "What's the big deal?" And then he cracked the door open, and it was like, dude.
Oh, well, okay. Chris, what's your theory on it? I got a theory.
Well, on that, I'm
Why would
actually.
you invite people over after dealing with all that kind of crazy shit?
I
Because
think two. I think two
he's a
things.
masochist. He wants to see people die.
I think you either just want to show that your work you've done is actually real.
Yeah.
Like so, it's on one point, it's almost like showing off,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and then the other point, it's like you be proud of your work. I guess like this is what I've done for God knows how many years,
Yeah.
and these are all my trophies, so to speak.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I mean?
for me, it's like if you're like a police officer and you like collect guns, like you know the guns are dangerous. But when people come over, you kind of want to show off your guns. And it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like he knows they're dangerous, but there's a chance that he just might be not I don't want to say immune, but just like he's very like what's the word? Like
Numb.
yeah, numb to it. He's kind of unaffected by it. Like to him, it's just work. Like they've done over 1,000 cases. So to
Mhm.
them, they don't look at it like it's like this crazy thing that other people might touch and like something like they do, but at the same time, they're like, oh, if you're careful, it's fine. Like you just walk around and be careful. Like they don't view it in such a dangerous manner because it's just an element from their job.
Bro, they have a standard lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's insane to me.
Hey, those things got fingers, bro. Come on.
Like, so the movie I was referring to was Annabelle Comes Home.
Mhm.
That was a one, and if you guys haven't seen, I recommend we do an episode in October for that. And it was like it was
Gonna be
wild.
like that other one you suggested.
No, it's not. It's not as amazing as Sisu.
First of all, I was talking about that other horror movie that Chris was talking about, the slasher one. But if you want to bring up Sisu, yeah, we can put that in the bullshit category for October.
Anyway,
Look, hold on, wait. They just see the preview for the new one in theaters.
Let
Because
me
they
see.
showed it. They showed it in
yeah,
here. No, you
I
I didn't
almost
see it.
text her
no
right.
no. Like I'm not against Sisu, but the only thing saving it for me is the old dude from Avatar, the general, whatever, or the colonel, whatever it is I guess the villain in this one, and I actually like him as an actor. Other than that, I'm like, what do we do with here? Like, why is there a second one to this movie? Which
Yeah.
I'm not going shit in the first like Sarat does. So I thought the first one was
You
pretty
gotta
entertaining.
you gotta pay a ticket to see it, baby.
I ain't paying shit. I got you.
Listen, just because Golden Corral got food, don't mean I'm gonna go there to eat. Okay.
First of all, Golden Corral, I don't believe in sneeze guards in any buffet. That's why I don't eat at buffets. I was like, there's too many little kids and too many disgusting people out there that be scratching their nuts and they'd be like, "Ooh, crab legs," and
Yep. That's the old man in Sisu, the old crusty ass dude.
Man,
But so, what was your opinion? Like, I'm glad the movie didn't unfold this way, but when Ed was like, "All right, and he pulled out the map and he was like, "We got to drive 2 hours on I-80."
Okay.
I was
Okay.
like, he about to kill his future son-in-law. Like, ain't
No,
the bullshit.
the part that caught me about that is he had does El Camino, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay, which I think is a dope car.
it is.
Why
It's
does the
my
mother?
favorite car.
Okay, he's like, I'm gonna get the car, and then he speeds up like he's in NASCAR, does some U-turn in the middle of the street. Like, yo, like how far did you park from the house?
That's what
Like,
I was thinking.
like what's going on here?
And then he looks. It's obvious. Like, I guess I don't know, because I assume when the camera gives you like the character's point of view, he obviously saw it was a demon, but apparently his character thought it was an old lady, because he got on. He looked. He's like, "Is she okay?" And I'm like, "Bro, if you don't get out of the goddamn street."
Now I do like his backstory when he breaks down why he proposed to the daughter,
Yeah.
where he was like on the police force and basically supposed to die. I was like, yeah, I mean, for somebody that's lived through some like lots of shit like that,
Yeah. Like
So,
every
I mean,
Friday. Every
yeah.
Friday. That's something new for Chris.
around
the
4:30 p.m. It's about that time.
the wife had some thoughts about that. She thought that it was going to be a reveal that the demon in the mirror saved them and was like, "Dog, I need you to set up this chick, or else he gonna die." And but then, thankfully, I thought that would have been an interesting twist if it actually came through, because this demon was a lot smarter than the other demons.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about this demon, and this is what fucked me. I didn't like after you read the fucking the whatever the summary thing at the end or whatever.
Mhm.
This family lived with that demon for 10 years before anything happened. I was like, but at that point, I'm sorry, I'm moving.
Yeah,
Be in this house with this demon that's fucking like making the husband levitate. And
But hold on, that's some real shit though. When they were like when they were like, "Let's go to a hotel," and the dad was like, "I can't do it," and then oldest daughter looked at her like you ain't shit, motherfucker.
bro, so there is one point that actually it made me jump in the fucking theaters when they went to go blow out the birthday candle. And then when they looked at the video and they zoom back and you see the face,
yeah,
bro.
Bro,
see that,
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fully see it because I knew it was coming. When she kept rewinding, I just went like this.
I feel like
That's
if
how
you,
I watch scary movies. I was
I
like,
feel like if you ever go to movies, Mark was like, I gotta smack him. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Just watch the movie. Like we gotta sit rows apart, not seats, rows apart.
I don't say anything in the movies. I don't say, but I am a self-proclaimed bitch when it comes to scary movies. Like, bro, I just don't like that scary.
Yeah, that heels on your head. That's high heels.
Like Sarat has seen me when I'm afraid of heights and roller coasters. That's how I act with movies too. I'd be like, nah, dog. Like, all logic just leaves my mind.
Wow.
Here's the thing, like, so again, if I'm there opening weekend, I'm gonna be that guy that's like, yo, don't go in there. God damn it, what you doing?
No, I don't say anything. I just like, you could tell I'm going to go see a scary movie where I wear a hat, because when I don't want to audibly, I just be like this. I'd be like when I start hearing the music, like I use context clues. I'm like, oh, here we go.
See, you're terrible. See, I actually if I go see a scary movie, like even when I go to a haunted house, whatever, I went for a reason. Like, I want to be scared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to.
I like
See the scare
movies,
before it comes.
I don't like
really
the
want to catch
feeling. It's like a helplessness feeling that you feel in that situation. Like, it's funny, like stuff like Saw and stuff like that. Like when people get limbs chopped off, I'm not cool. But the supernatural, I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you know what?
Is there a specific type of like scary movie that gets you more than others? Okay, like you said, slashers don't scare me.
They don't scare me either.
Just pointless blood and breast.
Yeah,
Like supernatural stuff, like creepy demonic stuff, because I'm super Hispanic, and we
really? We didn't know that. Tell us more.
Like whatever, like that's a thing. Like we believe in angels and demons, so it's like that shit is too close to home. Like, you know what I mean, hauntings and shit like that. Like, dog, like, it's gonna sound real redneck. If I can't put a bullet through you, I'm done. I don't know what to do.
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh no, I was just gonna think like the part in the movie when the priest is walking through with the holy water, and the steam comes up the stairs.
I would have left.
Look, he did. He was like, There's something here.
Yeah, he goes, I'm gonna go get some special help.
First of all, that tripped me out. I would have been like, like if I was the priest, I would have like second guessed every single belief. He got attacked by a demon in supposed to be the safest place. Nowhere. I would
Yeah.
have been like when he's holding the cross, I've been like, God, hey.
Oh no, this is home field advantage. You're supposed to be helping me out right now. No, I scared like ghost movies. I think are the ones that get me the most, just because I've had my own experiences where I'm just like, you know what?
So Patrick Swayze scares you?
No, not that ghost movie. I'm just
No, I ain't gonna lie. As a kid, that shit did freak me out. As a kid, I'm not gonna lie. Look, the black shadows was
when
moving.
they're holding
dance-
each
you
other
gonna
and
dance on
molding
me?
the
Look.
plaster?
Look, nah. All right, look. One of the scariest parts of the movie is what's his name? Willie.
When he gets dragged to hell?
Yeah, but he gets hit by the car, and his body flips out, and then they show him get up. This is actually his spirit, and he walks himself against the cars, and then the black spirits come up and drag him down. Now, as an adult, now you know that shit was like the most worst guy in the world. But as a kid, man, if we was in church, we had to pray. We had to go pray. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
no. I like I've had enough experiences where like I hear some shit where I'm like, you know what? I can't fully say that there are ghosts are real or not, but again, I go ghost hunting. I do that kind of shit, and like I've seen some stuff and I've heard some shit where I'm just like, I can't explain it. I can't explain. Even at my parents' house, there was one night again. You know, bias. Me and my brother were watching Ghost Adventures that night, but it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and about 6 or 7 times we kept hearing a little girl screaming from the other side of the wall of like outside, to the point where we got up, grabbed flashlights, and we went outside. We're like, where the fuck is this scream coming from? And then the next morning,
That's the Americanized version of you. I would have not gone outside, dog.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I'm interested, but
You
no.
rolled over, grabbed a burrito, and be like, I'm going back to sleep.
The next morning, we asked my brother. We were like, "Yo, was Michaela awake last night?" They're like, "No, she was asleep." We're like, "Yo, we heard a little girl screaming, like close enough to where we kept going outside to check on it."
You know what? I think the universe for a show like Supernatural. I'll use anything that they use. I'll put salt down if I hear shit. Like
Oh yeah, you
that.
gotta put salt down. You gotta say a prayer and step over the salt.
Like no, you don't. The salt is the barrier that keeps you protected,
Oh,
dog.
but you gotta say a thing. You know, you cannot pass. You cannot follow me through. And you gotta step over the salt.
Like
I know, I do it. I do it when I get into my car.
like all jokes aside,
Are you serious?
Yeah, you got to do it after a ghost hunt. And the first time I did
I see salt on the ground. I'm like, ooh, you pull the porch up, make.
I did a ghost hunt in Salem, and we had to do that. And then when I got back to the Airbnb, I was told that night I kept waking up and just going and like stroking my hair back, and then going back to sleep, waking up, and they were like, "Yo, you good?" And I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to sleep. Stop bothering me." But I just kept doing that all night,
bro.
Okay,
Bro. Like the scariest thing that I've ever encountered is.
Oh man, you opened yourself up for a joke there. I'm not gonna say it.
I don't even care. One of the scariest things that I've ever encountered in my life is when I was like 9 or 10, and me and my mom and my aunt went to Haiti.
Okay, that alone. Okay, Haiti.
So we were in Dominican Republic, and somebody like decided to like said that my aunt's son was in Jersey, and he was critical, and then somebody told my aunt that somebody put the evil eye on him, that you gotta because he had an accident. He eventually died from the accident, and somehow my mom and I we went to Haiti. Dog, it was probably the scariest place in the world that I've ever been to in the middle of the night, because they literally went to a healer that was pretty much a voodoo doctor.
Well, see, that's why when you brought up Haiti, I knew where this was going.
And I've been on my even though I never met my grandparents, like my aunts and uncle, the property's still there. I've been there with my cousins playing around, and then when the sun goes down, you can't see in front of you, like you can't see your own hand, and then you start hearing sounds, and then you feel shit touch you, dog. I like I've had situation where I wake up in my uncle's house, who's also my godfather. I've never slept in his house. I remember when I was 12 years old, and I'm getting what is it, goosebumps talking about it. I woke up and something was sitting on me and I was just looking at it, and it was just like,
Bro,
like,
that happened to me too. In my
and
parents.
since then, I've never gone back to that house. Like, ever, ever. When I say I woke up crying and like the next day I was like, yo, I went to my cousin's house, my other cousin's house, and they were like, what's going on? Like, I remember my mom was in the hospital, she had asthma, and I was like, I'm not sleeping there. Like, I literally packed up my bag and I was telling my godfather, I was like, yo, can you bring me to your brother's house? He's like, why? He's like, there's no room there. I was like, bro, I'll sleep on the floor. I don't want to ever sleep here ever again. And I never did. Never did. Like, you can call it wives' tales or whatever. That shit is real to me, dog. Like that guy from wrestling, like, it's real to me, damn it. Like, nah, I don't mess with that. I don't mess
Uh,
with that,
How
dog.
about you, Chris? What's your experience with the
well,
supernatural?
well, I've said it before on other podcasts, or not other podcasts, other episodes that we've done. I just got the one where, as a kid, um, walking through the house and out the corner of my eye, seeing what I would consider an angel on my mom's bed. Um, that I think I told you the story about when I was walking upstairs to go check out something, and I think my mom's room, and I heard someone walking up behind me and turned around and seen a skeleton that actually walked up the stairs, look at me, and then walk into the bathroom.
Nah.
And like, look,
The way you
that-
say that's so calm. Like, yo, the way
that.
the demon called Judy up,
look,
I feel like that
because
shit could happen, dog.
no, because I feel like I'm not even trying to shit on it or else because I feel like these things exist with the power you give it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to try to say it doesn't exist, but I think what makes it strong or believable is how much power you give it.
Yeah,
It's like,
like
for
Ed
instance,
said in the movie, he said it preys off of their fear.
Yeah.
mhm.
And
Well,
once it has enough fear, you're vulnerable. It's like that's when it attacks.
well, that's the thing. If you don't believe in the idea of ghosts and stuff like that, you might hear something and you just write it off as coincidence or happenstance. But if you believe, you hear some shit and you be like, that's a little too specific for it to be random.
Look, there was times where I know I'm in the bed sleeping, and obviously I'm the heaviest one in the bed. You know what I'm saying? But I
Just
feel,
leaned on the side.
but look, I literally feel something sit on the bed, and it's got like that, not a, I guess like a cracking noise, like the mattress is sinking in,
Mhm.
and I'll pop my eye. First thing I do is pop my eye open. Okay, she's still laying there,
Yeah.
and then I pop my head open. I'm like, okay, I'm not tripping, and then I'm like, yo, what the fuck you want, man? You know what I'm saying? Like I just ask him, like, what do you want?
Bro, I swear to God, I swear to God, in my old place, I swear to God, middle of the night, I got credit card swiped by a ghost.
You got the Nelly video.
No, bro, I
Oh
swear to God,
gosh.
I was sleeping, right? I was sleeping, and I was sleeping I was turned inward onto the bed. And all of a sudden I just felt that shit. And I got up. I was like, what the fuck was that? Now the thing that fucked me up is I'm looking over what the fuck what that was. The dog is sitting there awake too, looking off the side of the bed too. Like he saw something. And I was just like,
Mm.
Nah.
See,
Like,
these
that's one.
ghosts out here pulling pranks.
That's one thing that I do take seriously. If I feel like I saw something, and then I see like the cat or the dog looking at, like, okay, nah, I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a firm believer that dogs or cats, one of the two, can point out something that you don't see there.
Yeah.
bro, I legit like Lily doesn't do it anymore. She used to house sit for this family every year. Every year they go on a 2-week vacation. Like ever since she was like 16. And then she stopped doing it like 2 years ago. But the last time she was there, I was sitting downstairs. I purposely don't watch anything horror, everything lighthearted. And I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm like locking the doors and everything. The dog is sleeping. He gets up, looks at the corner of the room, and just starts growling and starts barking. And I'm like, oh, there's people outside. Ain't nobody outside.
Yeah.
At the corner, and I was just like, motherfucker. I just ran upstairs. I was like, come on, PJ. Like, bro, like legit. I remember there was one time, like, I would be sleeping in the bed alone, and then I just make up shit in my mind. I'd be like, nah, that was gravity. Like, you ever feel like your cover's being pulled and
Yeah.
there's nobody else in the bed?
Mhm.
I don't look, dog. Like, this is how I sleep. When I have my CPAP, I sleep to the side with the cover over me. I don't care what's happened. Yo, somebody could be like, I'm not gonna pull the covers back. I'm gonna be like,
The
it
ghost,
ain't there. It ain't there.
You go saw them wires like he already close. Let's help him along the way.
They hit it with the sinners.
So
You
all
got
right,
much time left, do you?
so there's a lot of movies within the Conjuring universe. Now, omitting the spin-offs, the Nun and all that stuff, but the actual Conjuring movies, which one is your favorite?
I want to say it's the second one. The second one got real brutal once it came off of the success.
That's the one where the nun shows up for the first time, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the one where I believe Ed is talking, and then the wife looks at him, and then pans over, and then it's like the demon is right there. I was like, holy shit, no. And that's also the one, yeah, when the nun comes out,
Mhm.
where she's looking at the painting, and then she looks at it, and then they use this incredible, like the way they edit it.
Yep.
It looked like the nun is coming out, and I heard it was a practical effect. Basically, they had a scene where there was the painting, and then they edited quickly because they had one where the actual guy was in like a facade,
Yep.
and it made it look like, and he came out. That was insane. Like that's the one I remember. Me and Lily were coming back from California, my first time ever going to LA, and we were on the plane, and we both audibly screamed on an overnight flight. And people looked at us, and then people just started laughing because they, you know how like we had an iPad and it was sitting on the tray table, and Lily's like leaning in, and we both went and then
Yeah,
people
they
would
could tell
die
she was
laughing.
watching. Well, you, Chris, what's your favorite Conjuring movie?
Honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I really believe I've seen them all. I don't remember them all that much.
Really?
I'm so serious.
Like
Because I pulled different scenes from different ones, and I can't figure out which one is which.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
My my favorite one is the first one because it felt so. It felt like it was like just creepy and scary without trying to be. Like there's the scene where like they're out there looking at the lake, and you see Lorraine Warren just like she's looking up, and the guy's like, "What the hell? What are you looking at?"
feet.
Yeah, and then it turns around, and you see the feet hanging because the person hung themselves in the tree, but she's
Mm.
the only one that can see it. Yeah, that first one is, oh man, it's so good. Like I wish more horror movies came out that were like that, where it's about atmosphere and story and like classic scares versus the fucking jump scares just to get a reaction out of
But
people.
this was
I,
the first movie that they've had in this series in the main Conjuring universe where they ran outside and they weren't in a desolate place. Where it was like you could tell people were like in the setting was Pennsylvania. They were like, I don't know. Those
look,
neighbors
I
across the
wish,
street, they're going crazy again. Like
I
I
wish
ain't going outside.
I wish they would be a little more realistic. Like that was me that pulled up. Like I'm Ed.
Mhm.
Like yeah, we're here to check. All right, what we gotta do? Hey, real quick, yo, where's the nearest Philly cheesesteak shop? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let me go get that first. I'm gonna check this out. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you fat and you just
I
want.
mean, but I'm a Philly or whatever, hey, I need a Philly cheesesteak. Then I'm gonna do my job after. He's gonna make
Nah,
pancakes.
yeah, he was making them pancakes. He goes, "Do you always make pancakes on
And
case?"
then he looked at it. I was like, yo, why does he hate this kid so much? And then he broke the tension. He's like, nah, sometimes it's waffles. I was
Yeah.
like, no, he's gonna be like,
Look,
shut the fuck up, bitch. Like, why
like
are
I
you
said,
here?
I don't know.
Okay, so here's a question. Again, presumably this family, like the Warrens, they made their name off of ghosts and demonology and exorcism and all that stuff. So do you think part of it is like in order to keep their livelihood going, they're manufacturing some of these things happening, or is it? Do you think it's all crazy?
I don't know if you peeped it at the end of the movie, the footage that they used, with the exception of the transposed face of the demon face, that was all real footage.
Yeah.
Like you saw, or I think it was something levitating. That's from like the 1960s. I don't think they had CGI then. So
I don't know. If you see them old Jackie Chan movies, they can do some shit.
like
Now, I mean, I haven't followed all their stories as real ones, but the one that I actually did research on was Amityville Horror.
Yep.
And I actually did research on it so much because I thought it actually was in Massachusetts before I knew it came out of New York.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that one even is weird to me. Like, if you ever watched the documentary and everything else like that, they said everybody was found in the same position in the bed
yeah,
where they
that's
were shot. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's just like you can't tell me that's not no possession, supernatural, some type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I believe in that shit. I really do. There's this one called the Heartland Ghost. I used to watch this show called Sightings. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but in the show they would they would do like Bigfoot shit, UFOs and ghost shit. And then the Heartland Ghost one, like they went out there and it was this little girl named Sally that was haunting the house, or whatever. And they thought she was like, it wasn't actually a little girl, it was a demon. And like, at one point the dad's talking, whatever, and on camera you just see the scratches like forming on his arm.
Hmm. Which that's what I wanted to say earlier, which I thought was dope. I like the fact that Lorraine is I don't want to say the brains,
Yep.
but like I guess for lack of better words, she's the brain's emotion.
Yeah.
And is the muscle.
Yeah.
Because she can always sense it, she can feel it, she can see it first for anybody. Like even at the dinner table. And which I wish they would have gave it like another second because they did it really, really quick. But when the hand disappears off the girl's look, but it was so quick, it's like if you don't pay attention, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the fact like she can just sit there and just like the way they've always done her in the movies, she can pick up on it instantly. And then like I said, here comes Ed and he's the muscle. So I do like the way they portray those two.
Like if you like, I honestly think that of course because they needed it for entertainment value, they dramatize, they like fictionalize certain parts of fuck you. You heard me struggling and I changed the word, you piece of shit.
Hell yeah. See.
Sometimes my Hispanicness comes out, all right?
Oh gosh.
All right. So yeah, but I also believe that they have enough in their resume for you to be like, the shit that they were reporting on was not hoax. Now, I feel like everything, because in the 70s and the 60s and the 50s, like the US and the world was kind of like into like some real, like let's find out real shit. And I think at certain point somebody turned over a stone and they're like, you know what, let's leave this alone. Like we ain't ever gonna go down this road.
Okay, well, okay. If that's the case, and this is just me being, playing devil's advocate, and I've asked Chris this before too, but if that's the case, right? How come you don't never see ghosts wearing Timberland boots? Like, there's never a ghost in modern clothing, right?
Ghosts are. It's always an old timey thing. That's what makes it creepy.
No, I get it, but why? Why is it always? I have my theories, but I want to know from y'all. Why do you think you never see ghosts in modern clothing? You never see ghosts with a digital watch?
I don't know. I think because my theory on that is my speculation, because this is all speculation, is that brutal murders of a kind like that was kind of like, they make you think of a supernatural unexplained reason, only happened around that time. Like it'd be like
Jeffrey Dahmer ate people in the 80s.
Yeah, but he never said the devil made me do it. He was just a sick individual. Like the man was just mentally ill.
Well, one thing, if I'm changing something real quick, not that I hate, but I always find interesting. Most horror stories come out of the New England area.
A lot of them do, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whether it's Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. Never heard much about Maine. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, Stephen King is from Maine, so maybe it's all coming through him.
The ghost is like, nah, it's too cold up there. We can't do that. We'll stay right here. You know what I'm saying? It will branch out to Pennsylvania area. Never really hear much about New York, New Jersey, not like that. Always really New England. And I really think just because even that's where we come from, whatever the case may be, what I've come to learn is there's been so much bad shit that happened back in the day that I really believe that, and I do believe this, if a ghost or a body is not laid to rest the proper way, it's not gonna rest. You know what I'm saying?
You got to also think about, like, Massachusetts is one of the first states.
Massachusetts, let's get it right.
It's one of the first states, so I think a lot of the shit is from
colonies, bro. That's where that's Plymouth Rock. That's where them pilgrims landed and threw out them turkeys.
Think about that people came to America or American soil to escape religious persecution. And it stands to believe that there was a lot of wild and ritualistic things that would happen over there. Like I think when we build the top of land, you know how many cemeteries we disturb that we're like, nah, nobody cares about this.
See, and that's what I find funny because even traveling around, I ain't been everywhere in the world, not even in the United States. There's something, in my opinion, that's all right. Maybe you'll agree, maybe you won't. There's something different about the fall time in New England than the fall time anywhere else in the freaking world.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like it actually feels like
Yeah.
scary.
There's a specific triangle. I forget the name of it, but it goes between like Rhode Island and like it's in New England. But inside that triangle, it's like there's so much like it's like the most like reported like supernatural or paranormal happenings that happen in and around.
Look, I live many places, and Halloween, everything's everywhere else is like cool. But something about being back in New England when the leaves change, that wind rustles, the night falls. It feels like the movie.
Well,
It feels like a movie.
it's interesting because like you get a lot of serial killers that happen in, like the Midwest and out in like the northwestern like Seattle area and stuff like that. But like
Mm.
you don't get that same kind of haunted feeling out there that you do.
No, because those are acts of violence of crazy people. And a lot of times it happened on the West Coast is because there was so far land in between. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could kill somebody in Seattle and go over like a few times over and ain't nobody gonna associate it because they're like, oh, that happens over there.
No,
Not,
but what I'm saying is like like crazy shit happens over there, but you still don't get that same like ominous feeling over there that you kind of get in New England when you're walking around during Halloween.
Look, like I haven't been there. I think when did I been there? When was Biggie? Was it last year when we went?
You were there last year for the Patriots game.
Okay, but see, even that, like that was cool. But something about I don't know that nightfall and those leaves changing color and the wind and the rustling.
now you're gonna
It,
make me
it
want to go
no,
next.
no, because it's maybe I'm tripping, and maybe I'm tripping. But I've been many places around fall time, and it just feels like okay, fall. But something about being in New England, I don't care if you're in Rhode Island, Connecticut, New
Yep.
Hampshire, Vermont, whatever. When them leaves start changing and the wind starts blowing, it feels like Ichabod Crane all day long.
Yeah.
Like you could walk outside, man.
Yeah,
It's horror season time.
Marcos, you should do like Halloween in Salem. Like I tell everybody, you got to go at least once. It's awesome. It's
Chris,
great.
let's go next year, Chris. Me and you.
What?
No, because I'm punching your mouth and you're screaming, Chris, help me. Man, eat a pork chop and shut up.
Sarat be too busy.
Fucking, I'll be running. I mean, y'all motherfuckers bigger than me. Y'all dinner. That's what you guys.
Oh, he's like bigger than me. Like, what is that gonna do?
I'm gonna have me a
I got speed. I got top speed.
You saw what Judy did with when they came through and she went. I was like,
All right, so here my theory, and it's gonna sound funny, but I actually believe it. One of my theories for the reason why you see like a lot of old timey ghosts and stuff like that is like after you die and you go pass on, it's almost like there's like purgatory. It's almost like a waiting room, and there's just a whole lot of people in the waiting room. So the ghosts you see now are the ones that are just finally getting through. So like presumably in the next 200 years, you'll start seeing like people in Tommy Hilfiger like haunting places. But,
like, hey, dog.
hey, bro,
I'm about to bust his spiritual cap on your ass.
you're gonna see some ghosts in New York walking around with like Jamaican beef patties and shit. No.
Oh man.
I don't know. Okay, but like, okay, so I mean, The Conjuring has a specific kind of feel to the movies. Like, what is it about these movies that you don't get in like your slasher movies or your gory horror movies? Like, why do these feel so much more creepier and scarier than those movies?
Because, like you said it earlier in the pod, it's about atmosphere, and they have somewhat of a grounded as possible when you talk about this type of subject. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what movies like the Blair Witch was crazy. The Blair Witch didn't really show anything, but the eeriness of it is what's like. Yo, I remember watching that movie, and there's a soccer park in between the movie theater and my house, and me and my best friend in high school, we just ran top speed through the park. We had no reason to, but we just saw a whole movie that motherfuckers wandering in the woods, and this entire park is just woods.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I don't know. I watch a lot of slasher movies. Halloween's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. There's a feeling that when you're watching a good ghost movie or a good haunting movie, that just to me trumps all other type of like horror movies.
Like, I don't know if people panned it, but one of my favorite versions, and it's crazy. You mentioned the Amityville Horror. Ed and Lorraine were involved. They were the ones that brought that to the main public.
Yeah.
But that's those movie rights. It's in a different studio, so they couldn't use it in the Conjuring universe. So
Yeah.
that's why they had to change it. Like they blended stuff, like the hauntings that were involved in the Conjuring 2 with the English family had incorporated elements from the Amityville horror,
Yeah.
which was cool. But I also thought that this movie. What do you think about the fact that the demon was using the ghosts as pawns because he couldn't really reveal himself until the girl pulled up because that's all he really wanted.
No, I thought that was dope. I like that. Like he had to use a tragic situation or such a bad massacre
Yeah.
to manifest him or herself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It,
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
no, I'm just saying I thought that was dope because it used the farmer from like God knows when back in the 1800s, and his wife having an affair, and he killed the wife and the mother,
Yeah.
and played on that. So the fact that it tied into the movie, but didn't like emphasize on it, like they gave you the 5 minutes it needed
Yeah.
to show why everything else is going on.
All right. So this is just from a strictly a movie standpoint. Like, when you're making a movie, the entertainment value and stuff like that. To me, it sounds kind of cliche and run of the mill when it's like, oh, in the last movie, the ghost that we're gonna run into is the one that was our very first our very first case. It's gonna come back to get us in the last one. Like that sounds very like scripted and like for entertainment value. Do you think it needed that? Do you think it needed the whole idea of they ran into this mirror when she was pregnant? Or could it have just been, a haunted mirror?
I think I think um I think the story might have started off with like, yo, we need to find a hook to give us the natural progression of the story. If we want to continue this universe, we need a direct tie-in to
Yeah.
the kid.
Yeah.
And I think that it was kind of cliche, but it was really good that they used it because now they didn't really say that the demon died. They just said that they vanquished it. So the demon can pop in and start using, if they're gonna do a TV show, he can start just controlling other demons because he straight up impersonated Annabelle.
Yeah.
Like, because I guess the little girl, because again, it was a callback to Annabelle coming home.
Yeah.
That was what literally scared the shit out of that little girl. So that's why he kept using Annabelle the doll and I thought it was funny when she was like, "Oh, do you like dolls?" And she's like, "No,
No, not really.
not really."
Chris, what did you think about them using like the whole this was a mirror from one of their first cases kind of thing?
I actually like that. I felt like if they needed that to tie it into, not okay. I like the fact that they brought it back to the first case, or whatever. It tied it to the mirror, and the mirror plays a part now.
Mhm.
But I felt like if they was trying to do like a pass the torch over to the daughter and son or whatever,
Yeah.
that wasn't done right, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the story was,
For
if that
me,
makes sense.
yeah, for me, I just think that like the whole idea that like she was pregnant when they first encountered that mirror, and then that night is when she ended up giving birth and stuff like that. To me, that was like a little overly dramatic because again, we've seen enough of these movies to where we know Lorraine's got these powers, or she's got these senses that she can like she can sense all these paranormal activities and things like that. I feel like you could have accomplished kind of the same thing with like the daughter was born and she kind of inherited those kind of same abilities. So instead of doing that whole thing with the mirror from their first case, you could have did something where like slowly you're seeing the daughter kind of encounter these things. It's almost like a Superman thing where she's doing that and like her mom's trying to teach her like, hey, like this is part of our family lineage. Like you're gonna have to learn to either accept it or like shut it out of your life. But this is something that you've inherited because of who I am. I don't think it needed to be the demon from my past is coming to take my daughter away from me kind of thing. I think that's a little too cinematic.
See, and okay, I think this is where I get confused because if you remember correctly, when she's in the hospital bed, you see the monster crawling through the ceiling,
Mhm.
and then it comes to the mirror and everything else like that. But then when it gets to her seeing the mirror in the attic, it says, "Did you miss me?" And then it goes to the Annabelle doll, which I thought was like not the worst part of the movie because it started off really, really good. But when they actually gets bigger and
Yep.
she's walking through the hallway
Mhm.
and you see her feet and everything, but then when the face shows up, it looks so like I just like I wanted to snack her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's one of those things that I don't know if I necessarily needed this demon to be that attached to the daughter to where I was like, oh, I'm coming back for you. Like I've spent essentially he's doing like I spent all these years trying to get to you kind of thing.
Yeah.
It could have just been a really strong demon or whatever that they encountered, but like
Mhm.
you show that like as the daughter was getting older, she's being more and more affected by these same, feelings that her mom gets. And then it's like teaching her how to harness that. And so maybe she takes it upon herself to go help out this family who she can tell needs help, you know?
And like I said, I think that's where I got confused because the whole monster in the delivery room
Mhm.
wasn't Annabelle.
Yeah.
And then obviously Annabelle's like the main part of the whole story or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then for Annabelle to be the monster coming to get her down the hallway later, it's just like, okay,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
it's like all that connection, I don't think was necessary for this story. I think, just establishing a new demon that they have to vanquish, but it's more about the daughter's journey to accepting that like I'm Ed and Lorraine's daughter. Like I'm gonna have to deal with these things for the rest of my life, kind of thing.
yeah,
I thought they were gonna go a different route. I thought they were gonna be responsible for giving the demon a vessel to be on Earth. Like I thought they were gonna tie it in like that. Like we were responsible for a lot of these cases because we prayed
Yeah.
and then the demon said, I'll let her go and I'll just
Yeah. Yeah.
to the world and do all this shit instead of killing your daughter. Like
Yeah.
that would have been crazy.
It would have been, but again, I feel like that would have been a little too movie magic. Because
Yeah.
that to me, that feels too like it's too full circle for me. That all of a sudden, again, this last mirror happened to be the one from their early case. It's too convenient. Where if it just happened to be another haunted fucking element, but
Yeah.
the big story is like, oh, now they have this other person who's got the same kind of senses as her mom, so it's allowing her mom to be like, pass the torch. I can go, live my life with your dad while you guys take over.
Does
yeah.
Lorraine come off as callous? Because she's like, hey man, just deal with it. Like she was like, just don't give in. And I was like, yo, she's seen some really creepy ass shit as a little girl and even as an adult. And you're like, do you think Lorraine had been desensitized,
No, definitely.
or
Easily.
like you
I mean,
think it's
you
like
do over 1,000 cases.
so you think
Like,
she's like, all right, another demon. Like, what do you want, bro? Like, come on, like,
yeah, I mean, I think their main case is the family being haunted. When it comes to the demons, they're like I've seen your type before.
Yeah.
What do you want? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think that's probably why they did the whole, trying to go full circle and bringing it back to like when the baby was born, because then it kind of makes the demon, something bigger in their life versus just another demon. Because again, if
Mhm.
that's the other thing, if it's just another demon, are they going to approach it with the same inherent like concern as they
Mm.
would have if it wasn't something they were attached?
What if it would have been this? Let's just say the story took a turn where they find the mirror in the attic, and the rain is like there's something different,
Yeah.
and then they go like back into like 1964, and she's like there's something I didn't tell you about that night, and they go to a whole different cutscene of like the mirror actually having some kind of weird story to it that only she knew about because she didn't share with Ed. That would have been dope for the movie.
Bro, I want to describe that in one word that begins with a G, but I'm not gonna say it.
What you mean? It's great.
Oh, well, so okay, so what do you guys where do you guys think that goes from here? Do you think again, you said like there's going to be a TV show. Do you think it's going to be as successful not being attached to Ed and Lorraine Warren?
I think so because I think Ed and Lorraine,
A frog in your throat?
yeah,
Well, say
I
something going
do.
on.
I think Ed and Lorraine kind of like ran its course, kind of like the Insidious cast.
Mhm.
Like at least this made sense. But have you ever seen Insidious: The Red Door? That was the
I
last
didn't see it.
movie in that series, and that was like they were really reaching to bring back the parents. It was like, dog, in the previous one, you said it was done, and then it was like, oh, I gotta save my kid, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
like I think you could only keep those main people like they. And then I think, as I think about it, I think that the reason they kept
Don't
showing
hurt yourself.
the basement, this guy, they kept showing the basement. They wanted to highlight that there's so many other artifacts that they like if done right, they could write spin-offs
for
for
decades.
good. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many things that you know that they didn't explore. I think the fact that they hit on the main cases and didn't have to just start manufacturing cases
Yeah.
to keep the movie going is like
What do you think, Chris?
I think it's gonna be fine.
No, I'd say leave it where it is. And like I'm not upset about the movie, but I really can't see it getting any better than what it has been.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like with with the spin-offs like The Nun and Annabelle and stuff like that and Insidious, I think it shows that like you don't need the Warrens for something to be successful. And yeah, some that weren't that successful, so it's still gonna need to be a quality movie. But as long as it's loosely attached, I think they're like, okay, we could still make something successful, and it doesn't have to necessarily need the main cast.
Like they're saying here, like I just did a quick Google search here. They're saying that they're doing a Conjuring prequel that doesn't necessarily involve the Warrens.
It's gonna be like
They're-
it's gonna be like it, where they're gonna be like, oh, this was Lorraine Warren's first case ever when she was a teenager.
No,
Yeah,
they're gonna. I heard it's gonna encompass. Well, at least it's saying it. It's gonna encompass Lorraine's when she first got her like whatever.
Powers.
Yeah, and the Crooked Man, which is I don't know if you guys picked up on it, the demon that they kept showing with the horse thing. That
Yeah,
was from The
yeah,
Conjuring 2. That's the Crooked Man. That's the really tall figure. Like you remember when they were in the basement? That was again another apparition that the main demon. Like they didn't show how this demon looked like, except when he was crawling on the ceiling. You saw it was gray,
yeah.
but when it appeared to Judy, that was again the Crooked Man. When it got up and it like stretched his body out, that's the Crooked Man. And then they're gonna do the samurai, which is why they kept showing the Japanese Oni mask. They
Yep.
showed that multiple times,
mm,
and then they're gonna do the bride, and the bride comes from a throwaway scene. I remember that it's in one of them. You know how at the end of the movie they always like, all right, let's lock up this artifact that was causing all this shit.
Yep.
And I think somebody goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "Well, that's something from the bride, but that's a story for another day." I think that's
Yeah.
and then outside of that, they they want to do Annabelle. I think that's actually their most successful
Well, yeah, because
property.
I feel like Annabelle is kind of like Amityville Horror. Like it was already well known before, you
Yeah.
know, the whole Conjuring stuff came out. Like like Robert the Doll.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a famous doll, like haunting thing. So like, if you did a Robert, I mean, that's kind of what Chucky was based on. But like, if you do a Robert the Doll movie, I think it would do big just because it's already well known. Are there any other like kind of well known ghost story kind of things that you guys have heard of that you would love to see? I would love to see the Heartland Ghost or Sally's House.
No,
yeah,
I haven't. I
I'll
don't
be
even
one
know
of
what
those.
those two things are, and I'm afraid
Yeah.
to research them.
But I'm gonna send y'all a link to like the old sightings episode with fucking the Heartland Ghost. That shit.
Oh.
I used to watch that shit with being 10 years old, right after Silk Stockings. Yeah.
So here's a weird question. I asked my wife about this. If you're
That just sounds weird. Silk stockings, okay.
Silk Stockings was
Silk
after
Stock-
Raw.
that
You know
was-
exactly what Silk Stockings was. You watched
it's
Raw?
just like
Look,
you know how you were a kid
I
back
have
in the
cable.
day. You know how you were a kid back in the day, and like gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what Saturday night's main event came on. I would just wait until after the news, and either that or Saturday Night Live came on. Then I'd be like, I'm sure the adults knew when it came on, but as a kid, I was like, oh, it's not every.
Silk
not every
Stockings
Saturday.
came on every Monday after Raw, and that was my first taste of PG-13. That's all I'm saying. There's some scenes from that show that are etched in my memory. I will recreate them at some point in my life.
Oh God.
I gotta
But anyway,
towel to wipe
so-
off all the sand.
All the so I had this conversation with my wife.
Oh
I'm gonna
God.
ask you guys this.
What about silk stockings?
No, it's
Yeah, Marcos, buy those silk stockings. They're perfect for you.
Oh gosh.
I'm talking about if you're a prop maker, right?
Mhm.
and you're making 1-to-1 replica of something like Annabelle.
Are you gonna
Are you
3D print?
creeped out?
Are you gonna 3D print Annabelle?
Look.
No, no, no. But
I was waiting
I'm
for it.
not.
'Cause
I'm not.
I had a
I'm not. But
punchline.
like, are you creeped out? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're making the like you sitting there. You're the actress that plays the nun, and you're making all these demonic props. Are you kind of like, yo, this is kind of creepy? Like you know what I mean? Like
I can see that. If
you can invite entities to that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm almost certain James Wan has the original Annabelle doll that they used for
yeah,
the first movie, and I'm like, that's not some shit I want to take home. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
the comedian Matt Rife bought the Warren House and the museum, so he owns that now.
Oh shit.
But like he's a multi-millionaire comedian, but on the side, like he likes to go do ghost hunts, and he lives in Rhode Island. So when he saw that was up for sale, he bought that shit.
See what I'm saying?
That's rich.
Somebody,
That's when you're rich and you got money to spend. That's what you do.
I'll tell you
nah,
something about New England.
I
I
would
don't
never.
care.
I would like, yo, you're tempting fate, dog. Like, what you gonna do in the Warren House? What are you doing there, dog?
No, you can charge a fee, go in there, touch it. They say
I would never.
rubber
Nope,
gloves, don't
nope.
touch
You
it, touch
see,
it.
you fucked up there. I would not. I'll be like,
Listen, you pay $30 to go into the museum, but you pay $50 for the chance to touch.
no.
You know, it's like when you go to a haunted house, you can pay $30 to go to the haunted house, but you can pay $60 to put the little glow stick on your neck, and that means they can touch you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Added experience.
Nah, I'm good. I'm
All right,
good. You
all
don't
right,
want to
so
poke the bear.
all right, so since we kicked off, the Halloween season, final thoughts on the Conjuring Last Rites.
I since it was my pick, or was it a unanimous pick?
I think it was unanimous because it was in theaters.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was good. It's right up there with the first and the second one. It was a good way to end this set of stories,
Mhm.
and it leaves the door open if they want to go back. If they don't want to go back, you ended it on a high note. Like,
What about you, Chris?
What I've said about it, I think it should come to an end. I don't even think it should be a spinoff. If you're gonna do a spinoff, you gotta make it good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
so don't
Well,
continue the nun or anything or stuff like that.
I just like if you're gonna do it, you gotta make it good. Like to me, this this was just good. It wasn't great. It wasn't awesome. It wasn't like yo go see it. It was just like money not wasted. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I say yeah, let it die. It's what it is. Don't even let Big Booty Judy and her husband. You know, keep it pushing.
I think for me, it was again, yeah, it wasn't the scariest of the series, but it's a great way to end Ed and Lorraine's story. So you can see there's a lot left open to where they can spin it off. And if they do, I'm interested. Just because not necessarily whether it's part of this universe or not, but like the atmosphere and then the aesthetic that comes with these movies, I like. So I'm curious to see what they do with it. But as far as the Conjuring series with Ed and Lorraine Warren, I think it's one of the better movie series out there.
And also, if you think about it, there's only 9 movies in this universe. There's other shit universe like
Only 9. The only thing that got more is like Fast and Furious.
I was gonna say what Fast and
well,
Furious or
no, technically,
Avengers.
Friday the 13th and Halloween, they have a universe, but though that is so disconjointed and like
That's no. They have because they have movies. Because there's a lot of reboots in there.
yeah,
All of these are a continuous story.
true.
Like I said, Fast and Furious is a big continuous story. Avengers, yeah, I guess you could put that in there, but they went in with that plan. I guess like Fast and Furious, they unintentionally created a universe like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I say let it die. Only thing I can think of is if they did decide to do something different, the fact that they tied the kids and grandkids, like one of the grandkids, because it skips a generation,
Mhm.
happens to, and I don't even want it to be Annabelle, a different artifact in the movie or
Yeah.
a different artifact in there, walks in there and ends up touching something they shouldn't have touched, and then create a whole new story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I say leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see like again, you get those other artifacts, but all those artifacts are attached to Ed and Lorraine Warren. How do you bring those about without attaching it to Ed and Lorraine? Do you just tell the story of why that artifact, why what
Ooh,
something
I
that
know,
happened with
I
it?
know how to do it.
Go ahead.
You cameo them.
Oh,
Like they did in Annabelle
Eh,
Comes Home. They
mm-mm.
basically showed them in the beginning, and then they weren't part of the movie. They didn't come
No.
back to save the day.
You know when they was walking through the artifact room and they saw those African statues of face masks?
Hmm?
It's 2025 and a whole lot of mixed kids running around here. Let one of the kids walk through. I'm like, what is this? And they get that jungle fever, and then you go from there.
Nah, you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen with that fucking the African mask? You're gonna sit there, you're like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden the camera's gonna turn and Killmonger's gonna grab it off and be like, oh shit, this is part of Marvel?
No, no. Nah, have one of the kids grab it and they walk in the kitchen and just start frying chicken. Like, yo, what's going on here?
It's gonna be Black Panther 4, Rhode Island.
Speaking of Michael B. Jordan, and we can end it on this. Did you see the interview where he did Creed 3 and the reporter was like, "Oh man, blah blah." It's like, "I think I remember you," and he is straight remembered. He was like, "Yeah, I was the corny dude, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Corny
yeah.
dude, right?" And then she was like,
She's like, I didn't say that. He's like, yes, you did.
Yeah.
like yeah, like
And
that."
people were giving him shit saying like, oh, he was holding on to like a grudge for all these years. Like, no, that's called a receipt. You don't get to treat me like that when in my developmental years and think I'm gonna forget it when all of a sudden I'm big. Now you're like, oh hey, what's going on? Remember me?
Yeah.
Like she thought that man, like, nah, he locked in. He was like, he had her face cemented in his mind. He's like,
The problem was a pivotal point in his life. He's like, oh yeah, I was a corny kid. I didn't say that.
he's like,
Listen here, Patty Mayonnaise, because her hair was blonde and she was black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't blame him at all.
Nah.
Well, anyways, that's the latest episode of Surratt and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Surratt, aka Makazi.
it's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 56.
And your boy Chris Brown, get ready for Delta. Y'all be get out there.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell us what y'all thought of the movie. And actually, this episode right here is episode 149. So next episode after this is 150. So I got a special movie for us for that day.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So make sure if you listen to this, tune back in next week.
Silk stockings, y'all. Next episode.
I'm telling you, it's the beach scene. The beach scene. And the
I don't even remember that shit. I gotta look it up just to see.
Yeah. All right, we out.
I'm a warrior.